Hello everybody, this is the Magic Man, the tennis preacher, the prophet, the psychic, coming back at you again with another video. This is the Magic Man, the tennis preacher, the prophet, and the psychic, coming back at you again, and y'all know that tennis pastor, tennis pastory, coming at you with another video, people. I'm almost a wrap of this Djokovic greatness, super greatness series, but I probably got about one or two more. I think I got to do the Nadal versus Djokovic video. Who's greater between those two? Let me see if I'm ready to call that. Maybe I'm gonna wait to the U.S. Open, but I still want to go over that, and I think that may be the last one. It may just be that video and that's it. But people, let me get on with this video right now. People, listen. Is Djokovic's game boring? Okay? Man, people need to stop this hating, and people need to stop these myths. Djokovic's game is not boring. Okay, now, I don't know where that started from. Now, this is my guess. My guess is that it probably started in probably. It probably started in the Federer fan camp, because Federer has such a beautiful, artistic, fluid game, rhythm, smooth. Therefore, instead of the Federer fan, or it could have also, people, it could have came from a sports writer who's either a Federer fan and a sports writer, or a sports writer that thinks just because Federer, he may not even be a Federer fan. It could also come from a sports writer who's writing about how beautiful Federer's game is, and therefore, just because Federer's game is a 10 on a scale of tennis beauty, therefore, Djokovic's game is on the other extreme, not beautiful, or ugly, or boring. Okay? Like Djokovic's game can't be on the scale of 1 to 10 on beauty or smoothness, can't be a 8 or a 7 or something. Okay? So, but I ain't talking about beauty. I'm talking about boring, though. People, where did that come from? I don't know, and you know what, man? I've heard some Nadal fans say that, well, Djokovic, he got a boring game and it's hard to watch. Now, the Nadal fans ought to be ashamed of themselves. You know why? Because Federer fan, I've heard of, not a lot. Now, listen, I got to be careful. Not every Federer fan says this. I've heard a few Federer fans say Nadal's game is hard to watch and it's boring. I mean, man, so Nadal fans ought to be ashamed of themselves for saying that about Djokovic, because they know that Federer fans say that about Nadal game, which is totally BS bullshit. Nadal is not boring, and Djokovic is not boring. People, this is crazy. I shouldn't even be doing a video on this. Now, listen, let me just tell y'all why. Let me just tell you why this is crazy, people. Okay, first of all, we all know that Djokovic, and I've done videos on that, Djokovic and Nadal too. See, people, listen. This video is about that Djokovic game isn't boring, but also Nadal game isn't boring. Both of those guys play with such emotional intensity. Let me tell y'all, people, whether it's tennis, basketball, people just walking around talking like I'm talking with emotional intensity. People, I guarantee you right now, everybody know I'm a pretty passionate commentator, okay? Emotional, speaking with emotions. I guarantee you, even my worst critics, people who say I would never subscribe to Magic Man's channel, I would never, ever listen to an entire video of the Magic Man, I don't like his channel for whatever reason, I guarantee you, none of my worst critics, the worst internet troll, I bet you they'll never call me boring. You know why? Because I speak with passion. I speak with emotions. So people, on that alone, Djokovic, And the same with Nadal. But I'm talking Djokovic. His game isn't boring. Somebody who plays with that kind of fight, who plays with that kind of emotions, who grunts, that's not boring. Now, somebody might say, okay, Magic Man, we agree with you that his personality on the court is not boring, but we are talking about his style of play. Now, no. Somebody gonna jump in the comment section and think they being rational, but they not, and I'm gonna show you why. People, you can't separate that. Okay, no. Let me tell you why. A person's style of play is still integrated with their personality. For example, people, if I took all the grandmothers of the world, grandmas who do not like sports, and we're gonna let people, that would be a good audience to tell you if Djokovic is boring. So we'll let the grandmamas of the world, about 10 grandmamas, watch Federer and Djokovic play each other, okay? Okay, now watch this now. And we're going to ask the grandmothers, but we're not going to say anything about Federer. We're not going to say anything about Djokovic. And we're going to let them play. We can let them watch the Wimbledon, okay? And then we can ask the grandmothers, okay, who is the more boring guy between Djokovic? Just let them play. They playing now. Djokovic and Federer. I guarantee you. Now, people, I'm not trying to say Federer got a boring game. Federer doesn't have a boring game. I don't think any of these tennis players got really boring games. That's just stupid stuff and hating stuff fans like to come up with, and sports writers, too. And then fans, they listen to sports writers listen to fans, and those dumb, hating, silly experts say some of that kind of stuff, too. And then fans feed off that kind of language. But let me get back to the example. If the grandmothers were watching Djokovic play Federer, and they watching Djokovic grunting and fighting, returning serve, Djokovic. See, people, you can't have one of the best returner serves of all time, like blocking people. You know how Djokovic can block back big serves, even though he didn't return at his highest level in that Federer match. But I'm talking, let's talk general. Listen, the way Djokovic can get back serves and the way he can block and run down serves and anticipate serves, that's not boring. I don't know when these people talk about his style is boring, they crazy. And y'all know when Djokovic, when he's running, and Nadal can do this too, but Djokovic can do it even better. When Djokovic runs down a ball off the court, and he does that split on the contact, when he reaches for a ball, he like splits his legs. People, that's not boring. Now, but let me give it to the example of the grandmother, though. The grandmother. I'm going to show you where the style of play and personality are the same. When the grandmothers watch, say, Federer and Djokovic play each other, and the grandmothers don't know anything about tennis, okay? But they just watching who's the more exciting guy. People, I wouldn't be surprised when they get through watching Djokovic play Federer, and this is for Federer fans. Don't be surprised if the grandmas say Djokovic, the Federer guy, is more of a boring guy. He just he's smooth, but he does his hair like this. But that Djokovic guy is doing this, and he's pumping to the crowd, and he's doing this to the crowd. You know what? I'm holding the camera now. So you know how Djokovic be doing both hands up to the crowd, telling them to cheer, let's go. And let's say that when Djokovic beat Federer in the Wimbledon, then he comes down and eat the grass. Y'all know that look Djokovic had, people. People, that's iconic. I mean, that's not a boring guy. Now, I know y'all still saying, well, Magic Man, we talking about style. Okay, Magic Man, we get you. Djokovic doesn't have a boring personality on the court. But we talking style of play. Okay, then, let me go with that right there. Okay, people, check this out. Y'all remember when I told y'all that Djokovic has 4 modes? Djokovic fans know what I'm saying. I'm glad one Djokovic fan repeated what I said. I like that. That means that they saying the tennis prophet got Djokovic down. Djokovic got the average Djokovic. Okay, people, that beats everybody out of the top 10. Probably. Djokovic got the good Djokovic. He beat Del Potro in the past U.S. Open. That was a good Djokovic. That was locked in. Then Djokovic got a very good Djokovic that only Federer and Nadal can beat. But actually, be honest about it, that may have changed. The Djokovic that beat Federer in the this past Wimbledon, people, I don't know if that was even a very good Djokovic. That could have been a good Djokovic that was locked in. Now he could have. I think he went to the very good Djokovic in the tiebreaker. Okay. But even Federer was not able to be. I know he had 2 match points, but he didn't do it. Federer was not able to be a very good Djokovic that was locked in. And we know Federer can't beat the God mode Djokovic. We don't have to even go there. So you may say, well, imagine, man, what is the point? What is the point of using the 4 modes of Djokovic to show that he's not a boring player, and that when Federer fans or whoever fans or sports writers or experts say Djokovic is hard to watch, they crazy as hell. And they lying. And they should stop hating. Why? Okay, why are you using the 4 modes? This is why, people. If I don't agree with it, but I can possibly see why somebody could say, well, the average Djokovic, you know, when Djokovic, he gets back everything with great consistency, good core, and great defense, but he ain't hitting winners at all. That's the average mode. If somebody want to say, okay, that's boring, which is not, because even when Djokovic is in his average mode, like when he got upset by Cole Schreiber, wasn't in the Indian Wells or Miami, whichever one it was, Djokovic, he knew he was going to lose. So he knew he knew he was in a really, really low level. So he started just fighting and screaming and grunting. So even that was exciting to watch. So that's not boring, okay? Because Djokovic, when his level is really low, he grunts and fights. So you trying to tell me when somebody's fighting like that, that ain't boring? Stop it. Stop it, people. Stop saying stupid stuff. Now, let me tell you what's not boring, though, okay? When Djokovic goes to that God mode, see, whoever's doing that nonsense saying Djokovic's game is boring, they trying to be sneaky. See, they not talking about the God mode. They know Djokovic got the God mode and the very good mode. They talking about that average mode, where Djokovic is just getting back everything really good, really locked in, playing good defense. And like I said, that ain't even boring. I just showed you when Djokovic is grunting and fighting, and because he know he doesn't have his level, okay, like when he lost against Cole Schreiber. I already told you that ain't even boring, okay. And we know when he go to the very good mode and the God mode, the way he beat Nadal this past Australian Open, the way he just crushed Federer in that Australian Open, whatever year it was, I bet you that wasn't boring, okay? Now, here's another reason why. The people that say Djokovic's game is boring, that's one of the biggest lies in the history of tennis. And guess who verifies this? It's Wikipedia. Everybody know, just go to Wikipedia, look up the Djokovic and Nadal rivalry. See, I think Nadal fans, after they listen to this video, I hope that a Nadal fan never ever called Djokovic's game boring, because you know what? It was the Djokovic-Nadal rivalry. Yes, Nadal fans, y'all man Nadal. It was Djokovic and Nadal's rivalry that pretty well upheld tennis and dominated tennis on the TV between 2011 and 2016. Okay, definitely 2015. It wasn't the Federer. Y'all remember Federer was in and out. Federer pretty well was number 3 in the world. Nadal and Djokovic separated themselves from Federer level-wise. Y'all Federer fans know what I'm talking about. And guess what, people? Tennis wasn't boring. Everybody know this. Wikipedia said that's one of the top 2, top 3 rivalries. Some people think it's one of the best rivalries of all time. Nadal versus Nadal versus Djokovic. And that wasn't boring stuff. Are you guys telling me that 6-hour Australian Open, one of the greatest matches of all time, was boring? People, I was at an Australian Open party here on the East Coast. So the Australian Open started at 12:30 a.m. It didn't end till 6 30 in the morning. It was daylight. People, everybody, even Federer fans was there. Nadal fans was there. Djokovic fans was there. Everybody, that wasn't boring. It was on a big screen too. And people, you talking about Joe, y'all know what it was like. If you don't know what that match was like, go back and look at it, people. Djokovic and Nadal, they was pounding balls, hardcore sit-ups, pounding, not no pushing the ball, boring shit. I'm using the word shit. So I want the Federer fans to stop saying this. And Federer fans, I bet you, if a Federer fan, I guarantee you, I challenge any Federer fan to get in there and tell me that they only watched 20 minutes of that 6-hour Australian Open between Djokovic and Nadal, and they only watched 30 minutes because it was boring. Man, you know, they had we was watching that thing. We had like I said, my friend had an Australian Open party. Nadal and Djokovic. You know that loud grunting. They had the TV, you know those sound effects that these nice super HD TVs have. Boy, they was boom, bam, yeah, bam, yeah. Oh, those 35-point rallies. Y'all talking, and people talking about that was boring. And so people, Djokovic, I got to give Djokovic credit. People, he's not a boring player. Even when the media threw Federer under the bus, and they shouldn't have done that. But during the Djokovic and Nadal rivalry, a couple of those years, the media threw Federer under the bus, saying he should retire, especially when he lost against Roberto. Like, Scott beat 6-0. We know Federer's level. Roberto shouldn't be beating Federer, especially in the U.S. Open. And so we knew Federer, you know, his level had tumbled, but the media threw him under the bus. People told me he should retire, blah, blah, fans saying he should retire. But Djokovic, he and Nadal, they kept it up while Federer was struggling during those times. Djokovic and Nadal, all those mini finals that Djokovic and Nadal was in, and also another one was that 2011 U.S. Open. I was in the lobby of a Toyota place getting my car done. I had a Toyota Sienna van, and guess what, people? There was people that was not even tennis fans. They was listening to Djokovic and Nadal battle it out. Both of them grunting hard. Boring? Man, let me end this video, people. Y'all need to stop it. Stop it. Djokovic a boring player. Tennis preacher, the prophet, and the psychic. Have a good one. The magic man, the tennis preacher, the prophet, the psychic, coming back at you again with another video.